What's happening, people? So today I will be talking about what it's like to work for an agency as a plumber. We're going to go with site stuff, and we're also going to speak about maintenance, which I've done quite a little bit, so I've got quite a lot of experience on both of them. So I'm just going to talk about them. But first of all, I've realized that a lot of you lot are not subscribed to the channel, which I do need you to do. It helps out with my content. It helps my content being shown to other people, and that way we can build a community. If someone's looking for a video like this video is going to be about working for an agency, but working as a plumber, right? So that's what I'm going to talk about. It's something which happens quite often in the UK, in England. There's not really that many places that take people direct, and if there are, there's a small number of them jobs. Agencies suck the money out of most jobs and stuff like that. That's another part which I'm going to talk about later down. Right, so let's start with why you're not subscribed to my channel first. I've noticed that a lot of people are not subscribed. Once we get the subscription thing out the way, we can continue on with the video, but I'll appreciate if you subscribe, because this takes time to make these content, but I also want to build a good community while sharing my experience with all of you guys, right? And girls. So let's start with what an agency can do for you. An agency can find you work at loads of different establishments. That's plain and simple what they do. All they do is they have a vacancy which needs to be filled, and they get someone, a candidate, which is yourself, someone who is possibly qualified or not qualified. Agencies take so many people now, especially people who are not qualified. I don't think they have much ways of checking or understanding, or even, understanding what qualifications go where. So if someone tells you they're a qualified plumber, they might call up an agency and be like, I'm a qualified plumber. But you're not qualified in an MVQ, you're qualified in a diploma or something like that. A diploma is very different to an MVQ. It's a whole different qualification. Agencies are never going to know this, and they don't know this, so that's why those people get into places like when they need people who are actually qualified with an MVQ. Totally different. Diploma could take them, I don't know, 6 months, where an MVQ is going to take them 5 years. It's a total different type of person, and a dedication to that particular trade, which might be plumbing, to someone who's not really that dedicated and only been doing it for a year or 2 years. That's why you see so many people in those jobs, and the turnaround time, like them being able to be sacked, or them saying, oh, you're not adequate for this job, that's very quick, because you get that scenario happens quite a lot. And again, there's no vetting. That means that people are not really checking. The agency are not checking. I'll tell you that from now. It's 2024 and they still don't check. That's a fact. So now agencies can get you into, say like you wanted to do construction or something like that. So they would have a site or something like that. We need plumbers to do first fix. So they would, an agency would generally ask you to sign up to their agency just so they can get you on their mailing list. That's all it's about. So they can have your details to be able to say, oh, this person's available, or we've got, I don't know, 100 plumbers and they're all available. They might not be available, but what they do is they shoot out texts to your number all the time and saying, look, for £22 an hour, you can come and work and you can do this at this location. Give you short, brief descriptions on what it is. Pipe fitter needed, King's Cross, £22 an hour. Call if interested. And if you're looking for a job and you know you can do pipe fitting, you might just call up and say, yeah, I'm interested. Where's the crack? Where do I go? Right, have you got all your certificates? You probably say yes to them. They don't say nothing. What's your phone number? Where do you live? Have you got ID? Have you got all this type of stuff? You're going to say, yes, I've got all that. You give them that type of information. They now process you towards their client, and their client is, let's say, Mr. Tom Smith, who's doing a project at King's Cross. He needs 5 guys. I need one who's really qualified. I need one who hasn't got that much experience. I need another one. Doesn't really matter if they have got a lot of experience, maybe 5 years and under, but I need one guy that's got 10 years so he can lead the job. Do you get it? Do you get it now? So the person makes their way to the job, they're on the job now, and they're just going through the motions, because most people have not been in a lot of scenarios before. I get it, and that's why experience pays. We're going to speak about what it's like for the maintenance now. Someone's looking for a maintenance job, generally a plumber or something, looking for a plumber, Hammersmith area, it's £20 an hour, and it's 40 hours a week in Hammersmith, anyone available. You might call up, say Hammersmith is not too far from me, what's the crack? Right, it's just general maintenance, it's just unblocking toilets, changing taps, taking temperatures. Can you do that? Most plumbers might say, yeah, of course, that's not a problem. But what happens in that transit, you get to the job, you start the job, everything's probably all jiggy for a bit, and all of a sudden they say to you, look guys, we want to offer you a job. But the job what they offer you is the role what you're doing at the moment, i.e. doing the maintenance, changing taps, unblocking toilets, doing all that type of stuff. But the money is dramatically lower. Let's say you might be getting, let's say, a ballpark figure of 45,000 from your agency, right? But the job directly wants to pay you 30 grand. So could you take that drop for a constant job? Does that intrigue you? Do you want holiday time? Do you want a bit of stability? Different people at different points in life are cool with it, but the drop is like a slope. It's like a ski slope. You'll be slipping, you'll be sliding. But some people take it because, again, it's the point where you are in life, isn't it? You might say to yourself, I've had enough of doing agency, going from this place to that place and this place to that place. It's not for me. But some people stick to their guns and realise that it's just about chasing money, innit? And that's what agency is all about. It's about chasing money. It's not about anything else. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to both sides of the story, because I've done both. And I can just say that it is just about chasing money. And if you're into getting money and all that, yeah, you'll get money for it. I'm not going to lie. But the agency people are the people who make a lot of money on you. And that's where people start to feel a bit envious towards those types of people, because, again, you can calculate how much money you're making. He's always making, let's say if you was charging, they were charging £30 an hour for you. They're actually making £15 off of you on top of your hourly rate. So your hourly rate is, instead of being £20 an hour, it's £35 an hour. And what the client will say is, the person who's got you through the agency, is, oh, it's costing us a lot of money. But there's no real way to get you to sign up direct through them and they can pay you. There used to be ways, but they've stopped things like that because obviously people just making too much money, innit? So again, this is all about clamping down on making money, but it's deeper than that, because you got people that come through and mess up the industry in a sense where it stops a lot of other tradespeople who have a lot of experience earning, because you're just willing to get, not being bad, but halfway handymen to do half of the job. And for anyone who's trying to get on or put on, when you come across these lot of scenarios, you find, and you will see, that it's like a lot of grown men in there and out there who, granted, I give them their dues, they get up, they do a day's work, but they're not qualified or nothing. Those people help to bring in the salary lower and lower, because they're still doing the job when they're not qualified, but you need qualified people. Do you get it? It's kind of like a catch-22. And I've been in that matrix for so long. I mean, I might meet 10 or 15 people in like a month through managing the sites and the places where I do. And they say to me they're qualified, but I know out of 15 of those people, it's only like 3 of them who are qualified. The rest of the people are definitely not qualified. I can see it by some of your actions. I personally have been teaching for a long time, and I've been working in different establishments for over, this would be my 21st year. And I've seen a lot, you know. It just lets me think that, like, you just got to concentrate on your own game, you know. If you're signing up to an agency to make money, make your money, get out, bounce. If you're just in need of a job, it is always a good avenue to get in and get your feet under. But once you get your feet under, work your own relationship for yourself, because that's where the drive is and the stay in, and really how you can really make your money and maximize on your situation, because you're not always in the best situation when you do go to any of these establishments, because there are a lot of other people who maybe work there full time that understand that you're getting a little bit more than them. So the treatment towards yourself might be a little bit different, and it always has been a little bit different. You just got to understand it for yourself and not take it to heart, because remember, you're there for money purposes mainly. But you do get that little animosity from the rest of the guys and the other people and people inside the workplace, because they think, oh, your agency, you should work hard for your money anyway. Shouldn't you be working hard for your money as well? But you get that, innit? It's like competitive rivalry. Sometimes you want it, sometimes you don't. But it's part of the job, it's part and parcel, so be prepared for it. Agencies are not going away at any point, they're killing it. Companies are always going to go to them directly because they're too lazy to do the hard work and try and find someone who's good, or even get to know candidates. That should always be a telltale sign when you're working for any agency. When anybody doesn't want to get to know you as a person, or just looks at you as a worker and stuff like that, you should get yourself ready to leave soon. Find other places. Once you do get on that agency board, there's so many of the agencies. Again, it gets competitive as you move up into different type of industries where they need specialists. For someone like myself, who's a qualified plumber, qualified triple MSTS, I'm a site supervisor, and I have been doing that for the last 5 years now, with 5 years experience underneath my belt and the 20 years plumbing. I mean, my stuff is like Roy Jones. My stuff is like an MMA fighter. I'm well built for it, put it that way, guys and girls. But I hope you enjoyed this video. It's Mr. London Plumber. I'm going to try and do some more videos like this, because this is me just talking to you, giving you a little bit of insight. Hopefully this is helpful to anyone who is a plumber and maybe you're trying to get work through agency. It's one of the quickest ways to get work. But make sure you're qualified in it, because you don't want to be the one messing it up for all of us. Let's get it!